Hello everybody, and welcome back to Apex. I know it's weird. I finally have my account back after so fucking long of waiting, But this video is going to be a little bit different. I've been meaning to do this video for a while, but I'm going to give you a tip and trick, like at least maybe one or two tips and tricks with every single legend. So as you guys know, I have the 20 kill and 4K with almost every single legend. The only people I don't have it for is Rampart and Fuse. But I have it for everybody else. Everybody else I have the 20 and 4K on, so I'm pretty well versed. I know what I'm doing at least, so I can give you some insight. So yeah, if you learn something new, or because there's gonna be some stuff in here for people who have been playing the game for a while, or people who have been new to the game. So just stick around because I'm pretty sure you're gonna learn some stuff from me. If you learn something new, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. It supports me pretty well. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Right, so the first tip I'm going to give you guys is with Bloodhounds. Now, if you guys don't know how to bunny hop, I highly recommend you learn how to do it. If you guys want a video on how to bunny hop, I will do one for you, but you'll need to tell me. But the first tip I have with Bloodhound is when you are in your ultimate, you can heal and bunny hop. So you can still bunny hop and heal. It's not as fast as it used to be, but you can still do it. So, but it only works if you are in your bunny hop or if you're with Octane stim. So that's the only way it'll work. And the other reason, the other tip I'm going to give you as well with Bloodhound is, when you use your ult, don't use it to push unless you know that you can take on people. Use it as information gathering, because I see a lot of people use Bloodhound to push people with. Use Bloodhound's ultimate to help your teammates out. So stick back with your team and keep using it to ping where enemies are, scan, you know, so you can keep scanning, so you can find out where enemies are. But other than that, you can use the ultimate to bunny hop heal, and then just use it for information gathering. Try not to be too aggressive unless you know you can take out a team. Next up is going to be Gibraltar. With Gibby, what you want to be doing with Gibraltar is you want to be, if you're pushing with your team, you want to use your dome to move forward. So if the enemy's up here or something like that and you're running towards them, use your dome aggressively. So use it to push forward instead of just using it defensively. So use your dome, throw your dome forward whilst you're charging at enemies, so you can still get closer, and if you do take damage whilst going towards them, you can still heal inside the dome and you're getting closer. And the other tip I have is use your ultimate behind the enemy. So throw your ultimate behind the enemies. So when you're fighting them or something like that, if they try and run away, they won't be able to run away, because you're fighting in front of them, so they have to push you and your team, or they have to run behind them where your ultimate is going off at them. So if they're that's probably the best way I can say to use Gibby's ult. Other than that, just use it to res people. Use your shield to res people. For example, like, back to the first tip. If, like I said, people up here and you're trying to push forward, just literally use your dome to push forward. That's literally it. And then use your ultimate behind the enemies so they can't run away from you. Next up is Lifeline. Now Lifeline is there isn't really much to Lifeline. All you really have to do is literally the only tip I can give with Lifeline is use your drone whilst you heal somebody. So before you res somebody, use your drone. That's literally it. There isn't really much to a Lifeline. Just make sure you keep resing your teammates any chance you get. Next up is Pathfinder. So with Pathfinder, the only tip I can recommend using, well, the only tip I can give you really is, since he's now got no longer low profile, you can actually rush in with him now and use a grapple. Use your grapple like aggressively, but don't try and go too far with it. Just try and use like little hops. Just try and get into the air with him. Other than that, I highly recommend you use the recon beacons. Barely anybody uses the fucking recon beacons anymore, and I don't know why. With Pathfinder, you get your ultimate immediately after you use one, and you get 10 seconds off your ultimate as well, so you get 10 seconds faster. Next up is Wraith. Now with Wraith, I don't really use Wraith too often, but the only tip I can give with Wraith is obviously she's the smallest one. She's got a little nerf to her hitbox, so strafing with her is a little harder now just because of the fact that her hitbox is bigger. But the tip I'm going to give with Wraith is about her phase. So you either use your phase, say for example the enemy's right here.
Let's go this way.
You use your
Phasing.
phase to find where the enemies are, like over here and
Let's go
over
this
there.
way.
And then you use your phase aggressively to push an enemy, and then like, you know, just find out where the positioning is and then push an enemy and get behind a cover so you can get out of your phase. The other thing I recommend is before your shield's about to break, use your phase then. So when you, unless you absolutely know that you can win a fight, if your shield is about to break, then use your phase to get out and go to your teammates. Other than that's the only tip I can really give with the with Wraith is, yeah, use your phase either aggressively if you have a full team with you that you're confident with. If you don't have a team that you're confident with, use the Wraith phase just before your shield about to break, just so it gives you enough time to get away, get to your teammates and stuff like that. Because you're staying in your phase for quite a while now. Like you stay in your phase for a while, so it gives you more than enough time to get behind cover and get to your teammates. But when you're using, for example, when you use your phase, make sure you
it does not control me.
if you've seen me use Wraith
will be
at all,
different.
I tend to do this a lot when I'm
jumping.
phasing. Face away from your opponent and then just keep crouching and jumping so they don't get headshots on you and it's a little harder to hit you. Now we have Bangalore. Bangalore is an interesting one. I actually have two good tips I can give. Actually, three good tips I can give with Bangalore, because she's an old main of mine. One tip is 100% hip fire accuracy. See, if you use your smoke as line of sight aiming thingy, it's basically like an aimbot. I don't really use it that much because it's kind of hard because my abilities on R1, sorry. So, and when I'm trying to I don't really use it that often, but I do use it every now and again. So what you can do is you hold down your smoke so you can get the line. Just shoot. That's all you gotta do. It's pretty much 100% accuracy. So. Sorry, my aim was a bit shit then. So as you can see there, you can use it 100%. And if you don't want to use your smoke, just melee. It cancels the animation. It cancels it. The other tip I have, when you're running away from an enemy, use your ultimate. Like if you're getting shot and you're trying to run away, use your ultimate the way that you're running. So for example, if your enemy's here, you'd knocked one or something like that, but you need to heal. Run away, use your ultimate this side, and run through your ultimate. Maybe find some place to hide or something like that, but you run through your ultimate. And the last tip is when you're healing, if there is enemies above you, what you want to do is want to smoke below you, and then smoke above you. Oh shit, I missed that 1 second, sorry. So what you want to do is you want to smoke below you, and then smoke above you. Because it blocks line of sight from people above you, so they can't really shoot down unless they have a threat detector, which most of the time they don't. But if they shoot, it basically makes it easier for you to heal. So now not only do you have smoke at the bottom, but you have smoke at the top, so it makes it harder for enemies to get to you. Next up is Caustic. Now Caustic is, since his nerf, I haven't really seen many Caustics around, but he's still good, I guess. People still use him. So the tip I would give to you is obviously use your gas canisters in the houses. That's all. Just do what you normally do, but with your ults, use it. You can use it like Bangalore's smoke screen. Like you can use it aggressively or you can use it defensively. For example, you can use it to block line of sights. So if, say for example, you get two ways here. You got enemies coming this way, you got enemies coming this way. Put the ultimate down this side here, and then focus all of your fire on this side, because I highly doubt they will push through here because of your smoke, and if they do, you can see them and then you can beam them. Other than that, there's nothing really else I can give for Caustic. Just use your gas as defensive and smoke screen like you do with Bangalore. So the tips I have with Mirage is, I have two tips for you. So one of the tips is when you're using your decoy, like when you're just using your decoy normally, you want to slide before you use it, because if you're in a fight, people get tricked very easily with Mirage decoys if you know how to use them correctly. So for example, if you say, for example, there's an enemy around the corner
check it over there.
and you want to trick him or something like that, all you gotta do is slide decoy, send him forward, and usually they go further than this, but a lot of the time they'll go further, they'll slide past here, and it basically makes it look like it's an actual person. It's not the best tip, but the other tip that works almost all the time, and I recommend that you use this if you're a Mirage, it's with your ultimate. So when you use your ultimate, all you gotta do is just start walking backwards. Make sure that the person who you're fighting hasn't really seen where you were when you used it, but if you're in the open and you're using your decoys, like your ultimate, walk backwards when you're about to, you know, unleash all of your clones. It really confuses them, and it's easy because when you're walking backwards you can see everyone, so you can just beam them when they don't know who's who. Now we have Octane. Octane is exactly the same, I would say, as the Bloodhound one. When you're using your stim, you can bunny hop heal. So that's very useful. Like I said before, if you don't know how to bunny hop, I recommend that you learn how to, because it can, especially if you're playing Bloodhound or Octane, it is just like it makes fights a lot easier. And with your jump pad out, use it on the enemies, because a lot of the time if you're using because obviously the change for the jump pad now, when you slide you go forward and fast, but if you're using it in a fight, and if you use your jump pad on an enemy, say for example you're fighting or something like that, and then you use the jump pad and then they just go flying, now they're in the air and they're completely vulnerable and they're very, very slow. So use your jump pad in a fight on the enemies, try and get them up into the air, and then use your stim to bunny hop heal. Yeah, that's all I have for Octane. Now we have Watson. Oh, my beautiful Watson. I'm obviously, as you know, I'm a Watson main. But the tips I'm going to give with you, and the tips I'm going to give to you for Watson isn't going to be they're not going to be for aggressive Watsons, because a lot of the time when you see a Watson player, they aren't aggressive. It's going to be about these. So with the ultimate accelerants, obviously whenever you use an ultimate accelerant, you instantly get your ultimate, but because you can carry 2 at a time, I recommend that you have 2 slots full. So we get 1 here. How many do we have now? 2. So if we get 2 more, you want to use them to carry them for your teammates, especially in ranked. It's very, very important, because not only now do you have 4, that is because you can have 3 ultimates at once. So not only can you get 3 ultimates at once, but you also have 4 ulti accelerants for your teammates as well. So if you get like a Bangalore using her ult, you can give her 3 ultimate accelerants, and then they can get their ult really, really fast again. But then you can use your Watson thingies to block doorways and get your fences faster.
Fence placed.
Oh, and I'm going to give you one more as well. Because I see a lot of Watsons do this. When you're using your fences, don't make them small.
Lane fences.
For the love of God, make them long. Like, make them as long as you can possibly
Setting
make
a fence.
Because this here is so much better than just this right here. So, yeah. Right, now it's crypto. The only tip I can give with crypto in crypto players is when you're using your drone, set up an area where you want to use your EMP. For example, you can do it here, and if there's enemies on the other side, you want to exit.
I'm back. Logged off my
with
drone.
your drone being here, you can still activate your ult while not in your drone.
Initializing EMP.
So not only do you get to move up with your team, the drone is behind a wall, so it can't get shot down while you're in the middle of an EMP, and you get to push up with your team. So not only, so your team don't just push up with 2 people and then you come in later. Your drone doesn't get broken, and then there's a full team push. So that's literally the only one I can say to deal with crypto, is when you're using your drone, set it up into a place and go behind a wall before you use your EMP, somewhere where you can't be shot down. Don't like Revenant, to be honest with you. He was the worst 20 kill game I ever had. It took me so long getting it with him. But the tip I have with Revenant is use your silencers, I think they're called. Use your silencers as smoke screens.
Shouldn't skin suit.
because they only do 10 damage and then they stop the abilities for 20 whole seconds. So that 20 seconds, the enemies can run through this as much as they want without getting damaged. And because you have super fast crawl speed, use it to block sight lines and make it harder for enemies to shoot you. This is the only thing I can give with that. Revenant's Totem, obviously just make sure you put it behind cover so it can't get shot down. That's it really. Just use the cover, use it as
Gonna shut you up.
use it for cover and blocking Wraith abilities, because Wraith abilities are fucking annoying. Now we have Loba. Loba is in a weird spot right now because I don't know if it'll work or not. Okay, it does work. But usually when there's stuff in the way of the bracelet, you can't
Jump drive in position.
you can't teleport with it. Yeah, see, so now because there's stuff in the way. Now if you do this
Jump drive
and then if you jump just before the bracelet lands, you will teleport through everything, I'm pretty sure. And the other tip I have as well is with bunny hopping.
So many treasures
So
behind.
it's another thing with bunny hopping. So if you sprint, slide, use your bracelet and start bunny hopping, you keep speed. What the fuck? Well, regardless, I guess you see what I mean.
Throwing jump drive.
That's fucking weird. Alright then, I guess. Yeah, bunny hop. Bunny hopping again, you need to bunny hop while you're using her bracelet so you can keep the speed and it's harder for you to hit. Now we have Rampart. The only tip I can give with you for Rampart is just don't play Rampart. Just don't play Rampart. To this day, I still have 0 kills with her. I haven't played her. I only played her once by accident because I wasn't looking and it randomly picked her. And I have like 2 damage with her or something like that. Just don't play Rampart. It's as simple as that. Just don't. But I guess if you are playing Rampart, I really am not knowledgeable at all with her. The only thing I can say you can do with her is just use your walls to block up doors. That's it. Other than that, just don't play her. Horizon's a funny one. I like Horizon. She's very fun. She's got very good control in the air. The thing I would say to do with her is use your gravity lift as a decoy. A lot of people expect you to fly when you use a gravity lift. So for example, you could throw your grav lift here and then go completely the other way, because they will be looking at this
Gravity lift here.
and they'll be tracking it up waiting for you to fly, when you in reality would just be over here and just completely take them out. So use your gravity lift. You don't always have to go up your gravity lift. Use it as a decoy if you want, because a lot of it does trick an awful lot of people. So for example, again, if you're running, use your grav lift here, but then go all the way, like go the complete other way. It's just a great decoy. Now Fuse. I haven't been able to play Fuse much because I haven't had my account back for ages. I only got it back recently, like yesterday. The tip I can give with Fuse, from my knowledge, I believe if you use your knuckle clusters on a Lifeline res, I'm pretty sure it completely just stops the Lifeline res. So you can just shoot it at, you can just shoot your knuckle cluster at the Lifeline res and it should just stop it. If that doesn't work, I'm going to do some further testing with it anyway because I need to play Fuse. If that doesn't work, you have a fuck ton of grenades. Just grenade spam as much as you can. They literally go back to season 1, season 0 when you could carry like 2 grenades for each legend. Just spam grenades. That's all you can do at the moment. I'm probably gonna do a more updated tips and tricks guide when I actually get playing again, especially with Fuse anyway, because I have not had a chance to fuck around with him. But anyway, that is the end of the video. If you learned something, or if you found something new, or if I helped you out in any way, please like and subscribe. It really supports my channel. It really helps me out. I'm at 102 subscribers, so anyway, yeah, thank you for 100 subs as well, by the way. I completely forgot to say. We hit 100 subs like maybe 4 or 5 days ago. Yeah, thank you guys so much for that. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in more future Apex videos. Peace out.